I'm glad to be of help and of service. Let me see if I can get a little bit of light on in here. Give me a second. There's a little light. There's a little light. Is that helping anything out? Maybe I'll get a little bit of light on my face. So, all right. So here we go. On. Don't look at the ceiling. The ceiling will kill people. On sleeping dreams. Now this is been a curious thing for a lot of people for a long time. They've wondered what the hell sleeping and dreams and all that is. It's very, very simple. People talk about opening up your third eye. You don't want to do that. There's a lot of religions that are talking about opening up your third eye and whatever. You don't want to do that. That third eye inside is a fake eye. It's a virtual eye. What it is designed to do is to process dreams, things inside your mind that are not real that you can see. Like I can picture whatever. I can picture this room. I can picture people that I care about. I can see them all. I can see it all. I can make buildings and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like inside of dreams, you would need to be able to build or to see. Your mind would have to be able to create somewhere. Now, what is a dream? A dream is when your body is at its utmost repose, its utmost rest, basically death. But you need to stay alive. So your body shuts down most functions to as low as possible, and to keep you from losing this reality, losing your grip and slipping off into death. Your mind plays movies or dreams where you have to make decisions and stuff that as if you were alive. Your body continues to regulate as if you had to breathe because you're alive. I'm sure what happens because they're in, from what they've just studied is that you don't dream the whole night, no matter how long they seem. It's like 15, 20-minute bursts. So during that 15, 20 minutes burst is probably enough for your body to go, oh, I'm alive. I don't need to die. And then you go out of that dream. And it can pick up that story again later on. Hola. ¿Cómo está? Buenos días. I'm not very good at, I'm trying to learn Spanish and other languages. So I'm not just your average, typical, ignorant American. I want to be. Yeah. So, okay, dreams, that keeps you alive. And while you, I'm good, how are you? Sorry, I can't really comment a whole lot. I wish you could talk. That'd be really cool. I would like, that's a service that they should create. Something like this where you can stream and people can conversate back with you. What am I doing? Smoking a cigarette that I hand rolled where it's legal in Michigan. And just rambling, talking about dreams and sleeping because a lot of people are confused about where that stuff comes from. What is my life goal? Okay, I can talk about that. I'm an open book. I don't care. My life goal is to do my best to make this a better place to live in. That's not good for you. Nothing's good for you. Being alive is sure to end in your death. I'm pretty sure. I've yet to meet anyone that beat this life. I've heard about Jesus, but I want to actually meet him and talk to him and see how he did it, and maybe he can help me out. Because otherwise, I got no hope but to die. So might as well live it up. No, I'm not married. I was engaged up until about 9 months ago. As far as the dreams, smoking, smoking's not good, but eating sugar is not good. Being alive is not good. You're gonna die from being alive. Sorry, I'm sorry if that's news to you, but you're gonna die from being alive. And eating the right foods and exercising all the time. I do exercise and I eat better than I used to. Will make you healthier, but the end result is death. No, I refuse to stop smoking. Matter of fact, to show I'm not going to. So as far as dreams go, this whole thing was a rant was about yes, I am killing myself every second I'm alive. Every second I'm alive is closer to the time when God decides I leave this planet. And he decides that, not this, not me, not this world. God decides there's a timer on my life. It says so in the Bible. There's a timer on my life. And nothing. Worry will not speed that up. And, none of those things will speed up the time or slow down the time. A person cannot die before it is their time. It's just impossible. God has his order for things. I enjoy the life yet. That's what I'm doing. I don't know why, just because your life doesn't include enjoying this, that my life enjoying it. I'm not you. Did you not know that? We're not the same. We are same energy, but we're not the same mind. We're not the same consciousness. My enjoyment of life, this actually keeps me from using opiates. So I'd rather do that than this will not kill me. I'd have to take an elephant-sized amount of this to kill me. I'd have to take, you know what? I got my refill. Since someone wants to talk shit about my fucking life. There it is. You want to see? This is tramadol. This is tramadol. This is an opiate serotonin booster. I am prescribed. I'm not giving any of those things right there, so in case anything happens. I am an opiate addict. I'm tapering off of those. In ways I'm tapering off of opiates is pot. Is that drugs? This is prescribed opiates. I just said so. Yes. This is not what this whole thing was supposed to be about. I don't know how we got so sidetracked. This is supposed to be about dreams and sleeping. So I'm just going to go back to that because my life is my business. And I just wanted to do a video explaining what dreams and sleep are about. So that's what I'm going to go back to because I refuse to go and argue on this. I don't mind having a discussion and talking about this, but like it'd be like me telling you to divorce your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, or your boyfriend or whatever, because they're bad for you. That's your choice and that's your decision. That's your life. I'm not getting involved in that. So I don't have any right to tell you what to do with your life, and you don't get to tell me what to do with mine, and I'm doing mine with mine. So back to dreaming. Dreaming is your body's way of making sure you don't die in the night. There is a symptom. I'm 48. I'm 48. See? Bald as fuck. My first kid, it started going like this when my first daughter was born around 21, 22. So yeah. Yeah, you're very close. Very close. But yeah, so anyways, you're asleep, your body is trying to recharge and rest. Recharge and rest from what? We eat food all day. Shouldn't you have all the energy you need? What am I doing right now? I'm sitting up. It's not Den, it's Den. Oh, yeah. I'm sitting up, and that's sitting up, walking around, watching TV, sitting in a chair, whatever. That whole time, you are fighting gravity. Whether you realize it or not. It doesn't seem like it's that much of a struggle. But even this right here, this is fine, because if I let go, you see that? You see how fast it dropped? But I have to pull it up. It's not very heavy, so I can sit there and hold this shit for a while. But if I do it for too long, my hand starts to tremble. If I do it for like an hour or so, it's going to be fucking doing this shit. And if I do both of them, it's going to be, they used to punish people. Like I remember it being in playing football, and you have to do like the dead roach, or you'd have to lean against the wall and stick your arms out and in a squat because you didn't run fast enough or you didn't get the ball there or whatever. You're fighting gravity. Even if mildly, you're fighting gravity. And eventually, at the end of the night, your body just says, fuck this. I can't fight gravity anymore. And you completely just give in. When you go into a bed, that's Jurassic World Alive? What does that even mean? So, I don't know what Jurassic World Alive is, so I can't play that. I can play Jurassic World Dead. And that's where you just go around punching a bunch of dinosaurs until they die. I can play that. That's fun. I went to the zoo last week and I punched a stegosaurus right in his stupid, extinct face. He just died. It was awesome. Then that T-Rex was talking shit. But that little short-armed bitch, he didn't know I got reach. You know what I mean? He's all like, ah! And I was like, blam! And he's like, there's nothing he could do. Next thing you know, Jurassic Park dead. It's a fun game. But they won't let me go back anymore because I keep just not, I mean, especially those little fuckers with the fan on their heads. You can just kick those fuckers like a field goal, and they don't like that, especially like you when you aim them into a trash can. And if you can get it like a soccer thing and just knock them right in the trash can, they really don't like it. The dinosaurs, not that the park rangers, they'll laugh, but they still will escort you out at gunpoint. It's Jurassic Park. They don't fuck around at Jurassic. You want to get busted? Fuck around at Jurassic Park. They will fuck you up. So as far as dreams, lucid dreaming and stuff like that, that is your mind realizing that none of this is that you're it's real. Something we don't often consider is we always talk about, oh, is this a program? Since why would we already go into by nature when we get tired? We go into a dream. We go into a sleep and we go into a dream, and it can be however long it needs to be. How do we know that this is awake? When the Matrix came out, I really love the Matrix because there's so many layers to the Matrix. There's a lot of biblical layers into it. There's a lot of like technical blah 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 blah. But then when Neo stopped those things at number two, I was like, oh shit, they're in a matrix inside of a matrix. So if you escape the matrix, you're inside of another matrix. Even if you pop out of there, what would you do? You wouldn't know the writing language. You wouldn't know the scripting language. You wouldn't know how to hack back into whatever, and you'd be whatever. But on top of that, a matrix inside of a matrix would make them, when they pop out, they pop into this shit world. And the shit world would make them wish they were back in there. And they're so busy fighting this, like basically like a video game that you're living, that the AI could clean up the earth. Right? So you're so busy, your mind's trying to escape this prison. But you escape that prison into a new prison that you don't even understand. Like if you were to wake up right now and suddenly you were in like Russia, you're in China, you're in Egypt, it would fuck you all up. And I will have a think and let you see what happens if I don't have the car. Sure, that's on topic. So, but yeah, you'd be screwed. You don't know the language. You don't know the rules and the customs. You don't know anything. And you also don't know, having just woke up over there, you don't know if that's the final stage. What if you learn all the hacking and shit you learned to get out of that last matrix, you have to learn for this one. You get out of that and find out you're inside of another one. Just a nesting doll. You know what I mean? To make sure you can't escape. And the last one is completely unescapable because it's not attached to any system. The Matrix is powering itself. I was like, oh, my brain was going nuts. And when they turned out to be just like, you know, the train man, I was like, ah, come on, man. That's, mine's better. A Matrix inside a Matrix, and it's powering itself. They're powering their own prison with their own minds, imprisoning themselves while they clean up the earth. And basically, everything's happy on Earth. Except for this little fucking place where these humans are making their own lives. Because he said, we try to define a paradise, and you kept rejecting it. So we had to retool it to more reflect the horrors of your history. And when that was happened, you guys were like, oh yeah, this is shit. This is total shit. Pour more on me. A job? Absolutely. Apples? $5 a pound? Totally, even though they grow off of a tree. But so like a lucid dream would be like that. You would basically create another world inside of your own mind that what I was saying earlier before we started talking about my drug usage, which, you know, I don't have any problem talking about it, but I don't take kind of like being scolded about it. I don't mind talking. I'll talk all day about it, but I don't want to be scolded about it. Just like anybody else who's doing it. If you eat a lot of bread, you really want to be scolded about how much bread you fuck? You know, it's just bad for the carbohydrates and it's gonna kill you. Yeah, so will being alive. My car was just, this is the last I'll say. My car was in my driveway, doing nothing. I was in this house, and my car was totaled. there's a curve right here in the road. If he hadn't curved into the car, he could have drove right through here. And at the time, I was sitting in this chair in this spot. He would have plowed right through the thing and killed me. What good did not smoking have stopped his fucking panel van? Well, thank God I wasn't smoking at the time. That'd be terrible. I mean, if I was high right now, like on painkillers, where I couldn't feel this windshield wiper through my trachea, that would be, I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't feel the full pain of his radiator still spinning, the blade hitting my pee-pee. And that's how I know I'm alive for the next 5 seconds. 3, 2, thank God I didn't smoke. Fuck that, no. I am getting off this because this will kill you. Abuse will kill you. What most people don't know about me is that I've been depressed since I was a little kid. And this has serotonin in it. Antidepressants, I got on antidepressants and it made me want to kill myself. So I went from being really fucked up and like wanting a better life to just wanting to cash the fuck out. And this was like happiness in a pill. You know what I mean? I just wasn't sad and whatever. Now, I didn't trust, I tried another one, Paxil. I blew up to 260 fucking pounds. Do you think I felt better about myself? I was already 230 pounds and hated myself at 230 pounds. You think I felt better at 260 pounds? No. Mentally, I did whatever, but I was looking in the mirror going, yeah, I'm not sad about that. I'm sad about this. What is this? And so I stopped taking it, and it goes away. I'm back to 230, bouncing between 230 and 225. All right, so back to dreaming. So before I rudely interrupted my own stupid self, dreaming is just a way to keep you alive through the process of your body recharging from fighting gravity at its basest level of operation. To open your third eye while conscious would be what a lot of people refer to as schizophrenia. Okay, because you see things and hear things that aren't there. Your mental ear for dreaming. I've heard conversations in my dream. I've seen things. I've damn near touched things and stuff. You know what I mean? You almost smell things. It's a sensation like smell, but it's not quite. You know what I mean? Because the scientists have proven that you can't smell in your sleep. So it's like a sensation like smelling. So it's not your nose, but you get a sensation of like roses or whatever. You know what I mean? But it's not true smell. Kind of like in the Matrix. You think that's air you're breathing now? Because you're in a computer program. So how is that air that you're breathing? You're in a chair. You're not even here. Once you start getting that shit under control, you'll be able to do more like what I'm doing. And then you'll be able to beat me. So in that same vein, we are fighting gravity all day, go to sleep, blah, 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 blah. You need to stay alive, you need to stay awake, dreams, blah, 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 blah. You open your mind. If your third eye is awake while you're conscious, you would be schizophrenic unless you could do something about it, in which case there'd be one, maybe two, possibly three exceptions that would make it actually God if he were dreaming and were to have a lucid dream, because what he says goes. So if he were to say, look, I'm sick of it, he opens his third eye, we are like him, right? So if he's at rest, this is getting into religions. It always drifts into religion. I love God, but it always drifts into religion, so I'm not going to go into that. So I'll do another one on religion and about God. So this one is about dreams. But God, Jesus, his son, who is clean enough to be able to wield that power properly, if he were to have that, and we would call those miracles, making the impossible possible. In a lucid dream, would you really be surprised, like if you knew you were dreaming and like, man, I need a bowl of fucking grandma's porridge, boop, and it's there, you're not fucking surprised at all. Everyone else in your dream might be going, "What the fuck? Where'd the porch come from?" You're like, you don't know I'm dreaming. Okay, yeah, I can do that. You know what I mean? Basically, um, anybody else around here would go, "Man, did you see that dragon?" And you're like, "What the? Do we need to call somebody?" Sean's talking about dragons again, and he's not writing his book, so we need to call somebody. You know, because you got a problem, you got a mental problem, and there's sorry, I'm just saving some of these cigarette butts for a generational cigarette later on. Um, but if you were to have your third eye open without the ability to do anything about it, like to make what you see possible, if you didn't have the God given gift of miracles, you'd just be schizophrenic. You'd hear things that weren't there, you'd see people that weren't there, you'd talk to things that weren't real. You would have a hard time distinguishing reality because I've had dreams that were so fucking real. It's just it's so I mean, how would you tell anything? How do you know that right now you're not watching this in a dream to wake yourself up? Wake up. And I will have you thinking. Oh, I don't know. I think that was an old post, an old thing. I think when I tapped the screen, it made a message pop up. But yeah, but that's all. Have you ever seen the movie Waking Life? That's an interesting movie. It's about lucid dreaming, about reality and whatever. Um, the same guy who did that did also Richard Linklater, I believe. He did also um, Dazed and Confused, which is much more popular. And then he did another one, which is really cool, Through a Scanner Darkly. Very, 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 very good movie. I really like Through a Scanner Darkly. Um, I think that's all the same guy because I know that the Through a Scanner Darkly is done the way Waking Life. Like Waking Life is a much more primitive version of Through a Scanner Darkly, and it's man, if you were tripping acid, fuck, it would probably fuck you up. But just watching it is really cool, but it can make you a little bit nauseous because they just drew over the. If you don't know, they just drew over the frames of film, and so that way any special effects is basically it's all acted out. And then like if they needed to like there's at the beginning there's a kid, he's got a balloon and he's holding onto it and he floats off into space. He floats off into the sky. So like the kid actually he's walking out of the house with a balloon and he goes and grabs the car handle door. And when he grabs the car handle door, all of a sudden he starts floating out. And you can tell when it turns from when they start turning cartoon, they try to keep it similar. But if you're watching this and you already know that, I'm sorry. I like to talk a lot, and that's why it'd be really cool for like, yep, I know, seen it, sweet. I mean, it saves a lot of conversation. But I try to be thorough so that way, in case, and I never know if someone's gonna be watching this later on sometime without, so I don't want to bother anybody. Yeah. Again, I don't mind talking about my drug usage. I don't mind my drug usage. I'm not happy or proud or any of that stuff. It's a fact. It is, and I don't care. I don't see why anybody else cares. It's my body. To quote Jimi Hendrix, I'm the one who has to die when I have my time to die. So let me live my life the way I want to. I'm not encouraging anyone. I encourage no one to try anything. I've thought about it many times. Like, I mean, because like if my book should happen to do something, they often people want to know like what's your routine for like how you write your stuff, and I would be like, I have a routine. I'm not going to discuss it because I don't want to encourage anybody to do anything. It's nothing bad. It's nothing terrible, but I just don't want to encourage anybody to think. It all comes from here. And whatever you do to get that opened up to be in that place, in that spot where you can think, that's what you do. Whether it's sitting around a fucking fire and just sniffing campfire out in the open, some people that's enough. Sometimes it takes a walk through the woods. Sometimes it takes a fucking, near death experience. Whatever the fuck it is that gets you to the point where your artistic shit is free. Like, I've studied enough of my shit that I can do a lot of stuff on guitar. But my fear of sounding bad keeps me from taking a lot of necessary some challenges sometimes, some risks. I will push the envelope a little bit, but everyone wants to sound great. When I'm fucked up, I don't care if it sounds great. I want to have fun. And that becomes infectious, especially because, like I said, with resolutions and, you know what I mean? It sounds, you're like, whoa, that is terrible. But it's like, and you go into key. Once you go into key, you're like, oh, shit, he knew what he was doing. You're like, yeah, I just went nuts for a fucking few seconds just because I wanted to. I just made it go, and then I come back into the key that's supposed to be, and it sounds like it's in purpose. That's a great thing about improv and about jazz. When I was in jazz ensemble, my my teacher told me that if you hit a bad note, just know that you are half a step away from the right note, because you have whole step, half step, whole step, half step, and that's how scales tend to go. So if you hit a wrong note, you're half a step from the right one. So if you can go dun, bend it up, you can resolve it in a weird way. Like with guitar, you can do that. With piano, you have to go dun, 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 and you figure some way to resolve it. But with piano, with guitar, because you can bend the note, I can hit that lower note and just slowly bend it up until it comes in time, and then drop in key, and it sounds like I meant to do it. Everybody's like, ooh, oh shit, that was intentional. Dude's nuts. No, I fucked up, and I just know how to cover my fuck ups. I've done it enough times. I know how to. And when I'm fucking high, I don't give a shit. I'll just play whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck because I just love to play. I just let my fingers do what they know how to do. I mean, because I've been training, I've been playing for 30 something years, and so a lot of times when I'm doing stuff, I'm like, okay, I'm bored of myself. I'm bored of what I know how to play. Let's do something weird and new. And so, especially when I'm high, I'm just like, let's just try something weird. You always write in this key. Let's try this key. You never write in this key. Why don't you ever write in this key? Well, it'd be weird to write in that key. It's just so much easier. Yeah, it's easier, but it sounds better in this one. Let's try this one. Fuck it. Let's give it a shot. I mean, why not? When I'm writing, I tend to take what are those called? Nuriva. It's a brain. It's supposed to help with brain function, and so I take a Nuriva, and it seems to open up my mom was, she's had a stroke. She has atrial fibrillation like I do, and she had a great recovery. She did really good. Fortunately, thank God. Shortly after it happened, it was happening in her sleep, and when she woke up, she was getting dressed for work and stuff, and didn't realize she'd had a stroke. But things were off, and she couldn't figure out what was going on. Fortunately, someone at her work needed something, and she wasn't there at work yet. She wasn't like late, but the lady called and was asking her some questions, and um, my mom answered with something that just made no sense. And the lady goes, "Judy, do you need me to call the hospital?" And my mom was able to make out yes. And so she got help right away. Munson is like the number 2 heart hospital in the country. So when I got up here with my atrial fibrillation, that made me feel a lot better because it's right there. It's not far. It's the number 2 in the country. If you're gonna have a heart attack or atrial fib or a stroke or something, this is the place to have it. So besides the number 1 place, which I mean, come on, Jesus Christ, number 1 is still the shit. Number 2 is still the shit. In the country, come on. So with my AFib and panic, that made me relax a whole lot. But she's made a very, very incredible recovery, incredible. But she says she has trouble remembering some things, and so she wanted to try the Nariva. She didn't want to be the lab rat. I'm the druggie. I'm like, I'll do it. I want to see if I can make my brain work better. And I took it, and she was asking me how it was. I'm like, I can't. It's hard to explain, except for like, dude, you know how like if anybody watches Always Sunny, Charlie has that board for Pepe Sylvia. Your brain has that going, but you can now follow the streams and find them. You know what I mean? So like I was tracing shit in my life. Like I was watching the map, you know what I mean, from now to back to back to back to my college days to this to this to this to when I was young. I'm like, holy shit. You know what I mean? It's a line that I understood why I think this certain thing. You know what I mean? There was another time that was there's like black and white stripes to me have always been really really sexy, but I never understood why. But like a chick walking in the room with black and white stripes, and it's just kind of like it's like a shortcut straight to you know what I mean? I'm like, ugh. And it wasn't during this Nariva, but it was right around the time. But it shows what I'm talking about. I was talking with my brother, and because this is how it all happened. That's why it, and I pieced together why it did. We used to run a lemonade stand, and we get some people, whatever. And there's some funny stories about that, but this is about this. So this car pulls up, and there's just a guy. He's just a guy. I see him driving, and he pulls up, and he stops at our fucking lemonade stand. He gets out. When he gets out, this girl sits up and wipes her mouth and gets out. And I must have been like 6 or 7, but my brain immediately like she was down, and like my brain immediately knew what was happening, and because like I never went through a girl's Ricky phase. I think I was showing my first naked woman in a Playboy when I was like about 5. My compass is always pointing north. There was no like abuse or anything like that. But it's kind of like, oh, it's a Playboy magazine. I was just like, I don't know why that's happening, but it was funny at the time. I did, well, there wasn't like anything sexual about it. It was funny because it's like, it's so rigid. What are you doing that? It only does it when I look at this right there. Like it doesn't normally do this, but oh wow, really more? Wow, this is great. What are you doing? So by the time a year has passed, and that girl set up, I knew exactly what it was, and I was just like, I want that. And guess what? She was wearing a black and white striped shirt. But I was like 6, and so like by the time I'm like hitting teenage years and stuff, chick walked in with black and white leggings, because especially in the 90s, remember the 90s? I don't know if you know, the leggings were like they come with like the thigh high, and they'd be black and white striped and shit. Mm. We can cover that up, right? We just put like a blanket over that. I'll just deal with that area down there. No, that's a bad joke. I would never be that way. But I mean, like I said, you see someone like just you do that deep breath, that kind of. You better not come over here and say hi. That's all I gotta say. You better not come over here and say hi. No, because like I used to have like if I used to wear a hat like this, but if I were to take it off, I had like braided hair that would came down to about like here. And well, I mean, when I moved to Michigan, it was about down to here. And then by the time I left Michigan, because of like I used that mane and tail, it was about down to here. And it's just like I said, these little fairly small, like about like this big braid. And I had one big, huge one about like my thumb size at the top that I would do and spin it. It would just spin around, but I kept the sides shaved. So like it's almost like God's punishment, because like the only place I can grow hair now, it's all gone. There's no chance of growing anything there. But it grows all here, and I'm like, oh, you couldn't take all that too. I gotta once a fucking 2 3 days have to shave it. It's up to you since I saw the Rogue base review. Nice, damn, that's like fucking forever. Thanks for sticking around. I don't know why you stick around. I'm a stupid. I'm just do dumb shit like this all the time. I don't know why people tune into these. I'm just talking, ranting about stuff. And I would just about finish with my one about dreams. I was thinking about doing another one about religion, and another one about. I've got some other ones, like I got one on politics I just did. That one will turn out to be a long one. I'm trying to keep them short, but then people keep joining in. I feel like I need to do something to keep people entertained, so I keep going. And the sad thing is, I just don't stop talking. I just keep talking and talking, especially when no one able to talk back. I see that. I love it. Yeah, there we go. First base. I needed a starter base. How did it work out for you? Did the review help at all? Was it a good review? I mean, was when you got it? Did I do a fair representation of the review? I've never been. No one ever really responds back about that. A lot of people thank me for the review, but I'm buying one right now. But then I never hear like, "You stupid shit, this thing sucks." This is the worst fucking base I ever got. You dumbass. Why did you suggest this to me? I should have spent the extra. You know what I mean? Because I get some people that are like, "Oh, I'm not spend an extra $50." I notice that they never say what's wrong with the instrument, like the cheap gear, especially like in the reviews or in like when I'm looking for cheap gear on the website. Total garbage. You get what you pay for. Save your money and buy an ART or a name brand. And I have to go, why would you 5 years before upgrading? So it was worth the cost? And that's the main thing. Is like when I mean like I didn't give you some bum advice, did I? That's the thing. I just I don't. That's why I tried and the whole review, the whole thing when I started Cheap Gear Guy, I had some questions about cheap gear, and there were no reviews about that stuff, and so I could either sit there and go, oh, there's nothing about there, so whatever, and then I go buy it and then not do anything about it. I was like, I bought it. I had questions. Go ahead and put them up, and I put them up, and you know, for too long, it started getting like a decent following. I had like 77,000 views, and I thought to myself, if each one cheap gear guy. Yeah, dude. I'm glad. I'm glad. Fuck yeah. It makes it all worth it, man. I don't care about money. I don't care about, whatever. Just knowing that I helped someone else out, that makes it fucking worth it. Yeah, I'm glad. Hell yeah. Do you know a guy bought that off of me? The bass that I did a review on? I started Equinox Instruments, and God, I should do another thing because this is going into like, you see what I'm saying? I'm just so fucking long-winded about everything. But I'll tell you the story since I already started it. There's a guy that would watch a lot of the reviews. A guy named Scott, and he's a really cool guy. And he was in there, and I was trying to get rid of it, and he would write me from time to time. And I was like, yeah, what are you up to? I'm trying to find someone to buy this, Rogue bass because I'm going to be starting Equinox Instruments, and I need to get some capital together. And he's like, oh, I'll buy it. I'm like, oh no, dude. I mean, like I'm gonna have to sell it for like $70, so it'd be a discount for someone local. But if I had to ship it to you, because I can't remember where he was at. I haven't talked to him in a long time. He kind of disappeared. He had lost body internet issues and stuff. So I hope he's doing all right. I think he had health issues too. I checked in on him a couple of times, and he never wrote back. I don't even know if he used that YouTube account. Anyways, so I tell him it's gonna be like $70 plus the shipping, and it's used. And I was like, you can get a brand new one for like $100. This is gonna be at least around $100 or right around to get a used one. And he said it would be cool just to have the Cheap Gear Guy Rogue bass, and I'm like, it's flattering. I fuck it, let's do this. But yeah, so. Um, Anyways, I think that's all the things about dreams. If you didn't catch all of it or whatever, it's in here. Um, if I start going back over it again, I know I'm going to talk forever. I think I'm going to do another one on religion because all my stuff keeps coming back to religion. So I might do one on that. But I'm trying to keep them short. I'm way too long-winded, and hello to everybody who's tuning in. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was really broken in good. I even explained to him. I was like, there was I belt rash, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And I mean, you want me to sign it or something? I don't. I mean, I don't know what to even because it doesn't. It seems wrong. I feel like I'm ripping you the fuck off, man. But yeah, I'm gonna end this one. If anyone wants to tune in, unless I mean, I can keep going. I'll just keep. Other than so it's on dreams, I'll just keep going on the part about religion. If I mean, it's about that anyways. So I'm trying to keep these short. I want to engage with people and have people tune in and listen and stuff, but not get bored and trying to stay on subject and stay on point. So that's what I'll do. This one's on dreams, so I'll do another one. Singing Cheap Gear Guy on a rope. Oh, signing Cheap Gear on a rope is so. CGG. On the back of the headstock. Alright. So, if anyone's interested in talking about religion, I'm going to start a new one about that. This one's on dreams, and I've basically milked that subject, so peace out. I'll be back in a few minutes. Stop! Turn off!